Well, here I am back in the kitchen of Tanya Nylander. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Ron. Welcome back.
Oh, it's just so good to be here. I just love your cooking, and everybody else does too.
Good.
So anyway,
That's why
what do
we do this.
Hey, we're doing a dessert today.
We're going to do like a holiday dessert,
Oh, good.
like a little Christmas dessert.
Uh-huh.
And it's a pumpkin roll. Now, I've done pumpkin rolls lots of times. Never done one. I found this recipe and I thought, oh, this is really different because your roll, the filling is going to be with whipped cream instead of the cream cheese and powdered sugar. And then we're going to do little toffee bits on top of it, and then we're going to sprinkle some caramel sauce over it.
Oh.
So it's a little different than your normal pumpkin roll. The base for it, the cake part itself, is very light and very moist, and I think you're going to enjoy this. Takes a little bit more time, but it's kind of worth it. So let's get cooking.
It is. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we are at the what I call the assembly area.
Yes. Okay.
And we're ready. So you have everything portioned out.
I do. This is 6 egg yolks.
Uh-huh.
We're going to use the whites in a little bit.
Oh, so okay. So you just want the yolk.
Right now we have 6 egg yolks, a third of a cup of sugar,
Okay.
and a third of a cup of brown sugar.
Oh, really? Third of a cup of white sugar, a third of a cup of brown sugar.
Okay. And we're going to beat this up until it's real thick.
Okay.
You can turn it off then. Turn it back on.
Yes.
Okay, we have 3/4 of a cup of cake flour. And it's kind of important that you use cake flour, a little lighter, and we want this cake light and airy. This is 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon.
Uh-huh.
This is a teaspoon and a quarter of ginger.
Ooh.
And this is a half of a teaspoon of allspice. And we're just going to mix that all together.
I didn't know that they have, there's a difference between cake flour and
It just makes things
and
a little...
all-purpose flour?
Yeah. It just makes things a little... You don't see... It's not called for very often, except if you want something really light and fluffy, which we do with this. Okay.
Now, you can make cakes then. You should use that when making cakes?
Only if the recipe calls for it. Sometimes
see.
you just don't need it.
Okay.
And this is 2/3 of a cup of pumpkin, not pumpkin pie mix, just plain old pumpkin, Libby's pumpkin.
Libby's pumpkin.
And we're going to mix that up just until it's incorporated. And then we're going to put the dry ingredients in.
Slowly.
Well, it doesn't tell you to do slowly, but it just makes a mess if you don't.
Right.
And you just want to do that until it's incorporated. Now I'm going to scrape down the sides.
You can smell the cinnamon too.
Yeah, I
just
cinnamon.
love cinnamon.
I do
And
like cinnamon.
this time of the year, around the holidays, it's always good.
Okay, I'm going to put this in another container because we need to whip up the egg whites.
Oh, okay.
So we are going to change. We're going to change.
The beater to the whisk.
And then we're going to beat the egg whites in here. I got to wash the bowl out for a minute. Now we have these 6 egg whites that from where we used the yolks before.
Sure, so you use all of the egg except the shell, of course.
And we're just going to whip that up to soft peaks. We don't want it dry, but we want it to have soft peaks.
Oh. You could also use a hand whip, it just takes a little longer.
You can.
You don't have a power one like the power mixer.
Okay.
You put parchment in that? Okay.
And then we're going to
spray it with. And you just use ordinary Pam?
This is the butter one.
Oh, the butter one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's coming up nice. Ooh, look at the batter there. That looks good. Oh, yeah. Now that's just peaks, as you call it.
Yeah. That's just soft peaks.
Now, can you over whip a
You can, where it gets really, really dry. It's not like whipped cream that'll turn into butter, but you can over whip it. Okay, we're gonna add this to this pumpkin mix in about three times, and we're just gonna fold this in. You have to be gentle, and don't be in a hurry. Don't get rush it, and because then you kind of defeated everything that you've done, because what you're trying to do is keep the air in this meringue so that it makes this pudding-like thing light and fluffy, almost like a mousse.
Yes.
And so this is called folding. You go down on the side and come up through the middle. Just like that, so that you're doing it gently. You don't want to whip it, and it does take a few minutes, and you tend to want to beat it to make it go faster, but look how much volume we've gotten from that. It's almost doubled.
It has.
And when we cook this, it's going to just puff up, and that's what we want. And this is the last addition.
Then it's ready for the oven?
As soon as we put in that pan, it's ready for the oven.
Wow, now that has been fairly easy.
Yeah, it's easy. A little time consuming, but it's easy.
You know, it would be really neat if you're baking or doing a recipe like this, is to do like you do, pre-proportion each of the ingredients into a little glass Pyrex dish or something, and then just put it all together.
I always do that.
Do you?
Regularly, yeah, when I cook.
Then you don't miss anything, and
then I still tend to miss something because I forgot to put the wine in the shrimp the other day.
Oh, yes.
Okay, now, see how nice and fluffy that is?
It is.
We're going to just pour this in this pan. Now, this is just a regular cookie sheet.
Yes, it looks like.
It's not a half a sheet. It's a cookie sheet, 10 by 15, I think. And you're going to spread this out because you really want it to be even. You don't want to have a big hump in the middle or something.
Right, because you're going to roll this.
We're going to roll this.
Wow.
There's a little technique to doing that.
Now, how long are we going to bake it?
This is going to go on a 375 oven for 15 to 17 minutes, depending on.
Really, that quick?
Well, it's pretty thin, so it doesn't take a whole long time to bake. And you really do want to try to make it even.
Right.
So you don't have any hills. And so the reason we put the parchment in the bottom is so that we can dump it upside down and it comes out really easy. It doesn't stick.
Oh, sure.
Because we don't want to tear this. Okay. 375 for 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay, we got the other in the oven, and now
we're going to make the filling.
The filling. Oh, okay.
This is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream.
You always use heavy whipping cream?
I always do. I like the richness of it.
Okay.
And this is 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. And this is 1 teaspoon of plain gelatin melted in 2 tablespoons of amaretto.
Ooh.
And you actually take it, you put the gelatin in there, and then you put the 2 tablespoons of amaretto, and then you put it in the microwave until it melts for 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Wow.
And this is what's going to kind of like...
That's like a syrup.
Hold it together. And then we're just going to beat this up. until it's soft peaks.
Oh, that's getting nice. That looks like Cool Whip.
Yeah, but
You know,
it's not. It's
I
much
know.
better.
That Cool Whip is just all fake stuff and air.
Yep, it's all fake. I'm not big on fake ingredients. You know that, right?
I know you're not. You want the original.
I do. Okay, we got soft peaks.
Oh, yes.
Now I'm going to take about 6 tablespoons of those little toffee chips,
Oh, yes.
Heath bar chips.
Yes,
No
right.
chocolate on them. Just
the chips.
Just the butter brickle things.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to stir that in the whipping cream.
Oh, wow.
And now we're going to wait for the cake
To finish up.
to finish up. It smells
good.
really good.
Now then, when we pull the cake part out of the oven, then we have to let it set.
We're going to roll it, and then you have to let it sit for about an hour till it cools down. I have another one made, though, so
Right.
we can fill
Right,
it.
we can see it.
But I want to show you how to roll it. 'Cause
Right.
there's a little bit of a trick to that.
Okay.
And then we'll cut it and have a piece. Yum, yum.
Ooh, yum, yum. Okay, now that's out of the oven. Now that, look how
See how nice and puffy it is?
yeah, it puffed right up, didn't it?
So those egg whites, you know, they hold,
Uh-huh.
and it doesn't flatten out like a cake, I guess sometimes does.
Right.
So I'm just loosening these sides where some of the
Right.
batter went.
But with a parchment on the bottom, it won't stick. Okay, let's go over and see how it flips. Okay.
Okay, we're just going to do this like this.
Wow. That comes out so good.
And then just take the parchment off.
Now you can buy parchment at any market, can't you?
You can buy rolls of it. I go to Smart and Final because I use sheet pans a lot.
Oh,
and
you get
I
it
buy
already.
a ream of it.
Sure.
There's like 1,000 sheets, maybe 500 sheets.
Uh-huh.
But it's in the sheet pan size.
Right.
So to do something like this, I just cut it in half.
Right.
So
That looks good.
now we're going to take powdered sugar,
Uh-huh.
and we're just going to generously put powdered sugar all over it. The dog thinks something's going on. He just came galloping out here.
Yes.
I didn't drop anything, Loki, honest. I would have called you. And then we're going to take this and fold it up like that.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to roll it kind of tight. Right?
Now it doesn't break. It just rolls.
No,
huh?
that's why you want it light. Because if you had it like a cake, it would crack.
Crack, yes.
And do that. And these little cotton
Little cotton
tea
towels.
towels,
Uh-huh.
I think they're called flour sack towels.
Right.
They work really, really well for this. You don't want to get one that's really thick. Now you let this cool for an hour.
Now it's all cool.
Now it's all cooled. We're going to...
I can't get over that it doesn't break. It's just really pliable.
There we go.
Oh, that looks so good. You can smell the cinnamon in
Oh, it
there.
does. And then we're going to just open this up like this.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to put this cream, this whipped cream that we just made
Yeah, the filling.
in here. I'm going to spread it out.
I'll bet the Heath chips
I love
are
Heath.
so good. I
Yes.
never thought of.
I love Heath. My husband really likes anything that has Heath chips in it, or a caramel.
Now, could you use the chips with chocolate?
Well, yeah, I know. I
But
wouldn't.
not in this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't see chocolate being a good thing to go in here. It would
Right.
overwhelm it. Okay. Add. No, you can't have that, Loki. I'm going to add a few more.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to roll it up. And now it doesn't have to be so tight.
All right. Oh,
And, okay, I'm going to cut the ends off.
is that for Loki and me?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Just makes it a little prettier. Then we're going to put it on here. Then we're going to do like this.
Powdered sugar.
More powdered sugar.
Is that just a regular salt shaker?
Yeah. Well, it's not a salt shaker. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's a pepper shaker probably.
Uh-huh. A little larger holes.
And then this is just an ice cream, a caramel ice cream syrup.
Oh, yes.
And look what it does on top of the powdered sugar. Isn't that interesting? It just kind of wiggles around.
It does.
And does weird little things. But it makes it really cool looking.
How neat.
And then we're just going to put some more toffee chips.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cute?
That is so scrumptious looking.
It's very good too.
Now you would let it, would you put it in the refrigerator?
You can. I'm going to let it set out because
You're going to serve
we're
it
going to
tonight.
serve it tonight.
Right.
I would wrap it in saran wrap if I have anything left and
Okay.
put it in the refrigerator.
Great. And now what is it called?
Pumpkin roll.
Pumpkin roll.
Yes, just call it a pumpkin roll.
And it really didn't take long to do.
And actually, I'm just going to put a little more so it'll drip down the sides.
Oh yes, a little more caramel.
A little more caramel.
You call it caramel or caramel?
Well, I say caramel.
Yeah, I
I'm from
too.
the East, and people laugh at the way I talk, so I
Right.
don't know what it is.
Now you would cut those in what, 2 or 3 inch to 2 or 3 inch?
About like that.
Uh-huh. About
And then I'd put a little more caramel syrup on it after the
after it'd been plated.
after it'd been plated. Yes.
Oh wow.
And serve it with some vanilla coffee.
Ooh, vanilla coffee, yes.
And
What a scrumptious dessert.
isn't that cute?
That is wonderful.
It's a nice little holiday dessert.
It is.
I don't know why we only use pumpkin at the holidays, but I like pumpkin.
That's right.
But I think it would be good if you did it with chocolate, like a chocolate cake,
Oh yes.
and did the whipped cream thing in it.
Uh-huh.
So might have to play with that, huh?
I know it. That'd be good. You love to experiment anyway.
I do kind of, yeah.
And it always comes out so good. Most of the time, huh?
Yeah, well, most of the time I've had my share of disasters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Tanya.
Well, thank
Another
you, Ron.
wonderful segment.
And Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And-
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Actually, it'll probably be next year before I see you, huh?
You betcha. We
Okay.
got enough to last the rest of the year.
And Merry Christmas to everybody out there, and Happy New Year.
You bet. Thanks.
Thank you.